Okay, so welcome to today's workshop on OnShape 3D CAD software. I am sorry if you were expecting Mike McNally. Unfortunately, Dr. McNally can't be here, so this is going to be your presentation. But part of the presentation also involves Screencast-O-Matic, and what you're seeing right now is a software that called Screencast-O-Matic. It's free. You download it. Once you click to start a recording, it's going to record everything on the screen, and so it's particularly useful for any kind of software tutorial, because it will quickly and easily record everything that you're doing on the screen while you are also giving it a voiceover. But Screencast-O-Matic is also useful to capture something using a webcam, like I'm doing right now. So if you have some kind of hands-on activity that you'd like to record, it can obviously capture that. From my own perspective, the goal, the objective that led me to use Screencast-O-Matic as well as the OnShape was to there's a need when students are using software for kids to be able to work independently. And software tends to have many instructions. They're all important, but they're also hard to remember, and the kids don't want to listen to them. So we really have a quandary and a problem where we have lots of kids that don't know what to do, and we're trying to solve all of their problems at the same time, and so not a lot is getting done. The kids get frustrated, so there's a lot of problems with that. But these tutorials have seemed to solve that problem pretty effectively, and I've had a lot more success with kids being able to get through some of the tasks and assignments I've set out for them within OnShape. So, okay, so let's talk about OnShape. If you can see off to what I think will be the left of your presentation, you can see the OnShape software environment, and this is where you're going to be working for the majority of today. This is just an introduction to the software, this particular presentation. So a couple things that are really helpful and beneficial about OnShape. One is that it's free. Most of the softwares that are out there cost money, sometimes a lot. Sometimes you can get a student or a school license, and it might be cheaper or even free. But this, at least at this point, is always free, and that's really helpful. It means you can put it on as many computers as you want. The second, and maybe more important, main benefit of OnShape is that it is cloud-based, web-based, which means you don't actually download any software onto any given computer. That's really important because, let's say you're using Autodesk Inventor, which is an alternative CAD software. Even if you can get it for free, it's a really big program, so it can only run on a pretty good computer. Probably most of the computers we're using today either wouldn't work or really slow them down. But just as importantly, even if you get it on all of your computers, even if you pay all that, even if you have computers that will run the software, what do the kids do at home? You can't give homework because you can't expect all of the students to have access to the software once they're at home. But with OnShape, it's on the internet. That means any computer, anywhere. They don't have to download anything. They could go to a library computer, get on the internet, and if they can get on the internet, they can get on OnShape. So those are some pretty important benefits to OnShape versus other alternative softwares. A couple challenges. There are going to be some challenges within the software. advise everyone to take your time. If it says click, that means click once. Double clicking is different from single clicking. And if it says click and then drag, it means drag before you click again. Those kinds of things are the primary difficulty that students encounter. If you get stuck and you don't want to wait for the instructor to come and assist you, the best bet is to delete the entire document, start over, because it's hard at times to select what you want to select once it gets messy. So that's my advice. Secondly, within a classroom, students sometimes have difficulty creating accounts. In order to create your own account, you need to use an email address. You submit your email address and a password. Then they email you something back, which I think has a start code. And for one reason or another, sometimes the students don't their accounts don't work. So if you wanted to use OnShape in your own classroom, it's important to have a dummy account that you create ahead of time that you don't mind the students using. One thing that's nice is, as we're doing today, everybody can be on the same account at the same time, and it doesn't matter. The software will work fine. Everything will be okay. Today we are all using an account that I had created ahead of time. We're all using the same username. We're all using the same password, and we can all make different parts at the same time. It might be possible that the software will slow down and get a little glitchy at times. Hopefully not, but in general, this works perfectly fine. Last thing, when you create parts and documents today, when you're following the tutorials, it's going to tell you to call it a certain name. Since we're all making the same parts, presumably, we don't really want them to all have exactly the same name, so I'm going to suggest that you use your initials in addition to whatever the name is, and that should hopefully help us avoid any problems. So, good luck, have fun. You are going to be making your own 3D design part by the end of today's tutorial. And depending on time, we might even try to print something out on the MakerBot. Good luck!